Today on The Boot Guy, we're talking about the THOROGOOD 814-4009. Insulated, waterproof, wedge sole, American made. So there's a lot of high points that come out on the 4009, and the most important is the Sympatex liner and the 400 grams of Thinsulate. But we'll get to that. Let's start at the bottom with the MAXwear sole. Now the MAXwear sole has been tested and proven to be a much better wedge sole than most boots you're gonna find today. Something about the material, something about the mixture, and there's just a comfort level that comes from this sole that you really don't find in other boots. It's got a real nice bounce back and a return, though most wedge soles for guys don't last that long. Ironworkers, 3 to 4 months. Boilermakers, 3 to 4 months. You guys are rough on your boots, but THOROGOOD still builds a great tool that fits your job. You understand the duration of time that your boots are gonna wear out in. THOROGOOD understands what you need in order to be comfortable. The tobacco oil tan leather, beautiful stuff. As always, THOROGOOD always picks out really nice, strong, durable leather when they're building their wedge sole boots. From time to time, you're gonna find some imperfections. Now, they're cosmetic imperfections that if you were building dress boots or leather jackets that, you wouldn't use that piece of leather. But THOROGOOD understands that it doesn't hurt the leather. It doesn't make it weaker. That what's going on here is that THOROGOOD knows they're building a tool, and they know where they can put what pieces where in order to make that tool function and hold up to your line of work. Eyelids, speed laces, beautiful stuff. It's THOROGOOD. They really do a nice job when it comes to their eyelids. They finish off the backs. Their speed laces, single machine, and they really use some good laces nowadays. They're springy, they stay tied. The laces that come in the boot, really good stuff. Now this boot pull on the back, especially with this boot, with this 4009, this boot pull is going to become a really good friend of yours. Mainly because this is not the easiest boot to get on. When you start building boots with insulation and you add a Sympatex liner, what you're doing is you're trying to make a waterproof boot. Not waterproof to here, not waterproof to here, but you want a fully waterproof boot. You want a guy to be able to stand in 10 inches of mud and not have it come over the top of the boot. So THOROGOOD sews that leather tongue all the way to the top. Now they finish off the collar with a beautiful piece of pig that's kind of synonymous with THOROGOOD. They always use this type of leather at the top, and it actually feels really good getting it on and off. It gives your fingers a ridge to grab onto. Now like I said, this is a really tight fit. This is sewn. These are some close quarters here. So when you go to try these on, when you go to purchase these boots, make sure you have dry socks on. If you're going after work and you're already soaked, you're gonna have a hell of a time sliding your wet sock inside this boot. There's lots of little turns and there's lots of little things going on that having a dry sock really makes it a lot easier. Now a little trick I saw with a lot of guys, a lot of the iron workers, when they're coming in to buy boots like this, what they'll do if they are coming in after work is they'll put a plastic bag over their foot. Now, it's a very unorthodox way to try on a pair of boots, but it cuts down the friction. It allows you to get your foot inside, where at least you can feel that the length and the width is correct. Now, inside the THOROGOOD sends along their USA insole. That's the ultimate shock absorbing insole, and this is a really good insole. You're gonna find this in most of the THOROGOOD boots today, and this is the type of insole you're gonna move from boot to boot because they really don't break down. Though you might wear through the top part or you might break down a little section here or there, doesn't mean that you can't move it into an old pair of boots for the weekend or something and still have a comfortable insole. Now sizing and fitting on the THOROGOOD, well, they got you covered. They got D's, double E's, and triple E's. Now in the D's, they start at 7 and they go up to 14. Double E's, they start at 8, they go to 14. Triple E's, they go from 8 to 13. So that's a pretty wide spectrum. Now something I noticed that you guys usually have to buy B's and C's, the D in this boot is gonna be perfect for you. This is gonna be the perfect width that's gonna allow this boot to stretch and form and fit if you buy it a month or two before the cold really hits. So if you buy it as the temperature starts to get down to 50s and the 40s and we get some rainy, sloppy days and you start wearing this boot and breaking it in, you're gonna have a really good fit. Now you guys with the regular foot, with the D's, you're going to have to go with the double E's because the same reasons. You're going to have to break it in. They really do make this boot to fit. I mean, for obvious reasons, this boot is built for guys that need to feel what they're doing, that need to feel the ground or the I-beam below them. So they're building the boot to really fit that type of job. Now, probably the only drawback about this boot is the tongue, is the way they sew the tongue up. So as you put it on and you start to lace it up, you got to make sure for the first few weeks that you actually fold the tongue around your foot and that you start at the bottom and work the laces up so that that tongue doesn't create little bumps and buckles inside there. That's going to cause some unwanted discomfort throughout the day. And if you do start to get a little discomfort, check the tongue first. Move the tongue around and see if that's the problem. All in all, a wedge sole boot that's insulated, waterproof, beautiful thing. So that's a THOROGOOD 814-4009, insulated, waterproof with Sympatex liners and a beautiful wedge sole, American made. Hey, if you've worn the 4009 before, please comment below. Let guys know what you thought about the amount of insulation and if that Sympatex liner held up to what you expected. Hey, if you're interested in getting more information about this boot, swing by my website, TheBootGuy.com. There I'll have detailed photos, a nice little write-up, and a brief history of the company. Please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. It really helps out. And if you should have any questions about buying a pair of THOROGOODs or buying boots in general, feel free to shoot me over an email. Alright, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.